As a director and as a person, I've always been highly suspicious of authority and rebelled against it to a certain extent. I only love authority when I am the authority, as a director or as a parent, and then I want it followed absolutely. But in all other cases, I want to rebel against it. I love science fiction. I've loved science fiction books, short stories, and movies, much more than horror. And this is my kind of subject matter. At some point in '86, I came across Ray Nelson's comic book about a guy who realizes that the human race has been hypnotized. Surrounding him are aliens, creatures, which I thought, okay, hypnotism is a cheesy idea, but maybe I can do something with this. So I started working from there. As a child of the '50s, I grew up watching old science fiction, monster horror films, and one of the classics of the '50s was Invasion of the Body Snatchers, which is there among us, but we can't really tell.
What's your problem?
I always believe aliens should be evil. I don't think that Close Encounters of E.T. is valid, because they're not evil, they're nice. When Reagan was elected, I was at first confused. He's talking from a rich man's point of view. Reaganomics was, don't get in the way of the rich, because if they make more money, then you'll get some.
You can have a little taste of that good life too. Now I know you want it. Hell, everybody does.
And during his time in office, he'd started destroying the unions, and poverty increased. And I thought, where's my country going here? Why are so many people buying into this? I wanted to strike out in some way, so I cast the Republicans as alien creatures.
All the sex and violence on the screen has gone too far for me.
They Live as a story fit right in, and it also fit in as a low-budget movie. Alive Films in the 1980s was a small kind of art film company. They partnered with Universal Pictures and Carolco. The deal we made was, they're my films, and I get to do what I want, as long as the movies are within a certain budget parameter.
Life's a bitch. She's back in heat.
In terms of Roddy Piper, I've been a wrestling fan for years, and he's a working guy. His face, his scars, everything about him, he seemed completely believable. He has a natural instinct for performance, so I didn't really have to get him there, but we talked about certain nuances and certain ideas. Very early on, before I was finishing up the script, Roddy said, look, for these interviews that I do when I wrestle somebody, I have a lot of things that I make up and I say, so here's a bunch of them. And he had written them, scrawled them down, and there it was.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
I thought, well, that's a great line. So I put it in there. So I was just a typist. That was his line, completely his line.
Take a look.
If you want me to look through your sunglasses, I'll look through your sunglasses. If I don't see what you see, I'm gonna see it anyway.
I've always been in love with Meg Foster. I mean, watching her in the movies, and Meg is a very gentle soul, but a really talented actress.
I was hoping that you would give me a little drawback like this.
You got it.
And a little, you know what I'm saying?
You got
a little.
You got it.
Bonko.
I remember she made a religious cult movie called Ticket to Heaven, where she was the cult leader, and everybody's working on her eyes. And I admit I did myself. Is she good or is she evil? But I really went with the fact that she's just really talented.
Try these on.
Look, you crazy mother.
Put these on.
Hey, stay away from me.
I'm telling you, you dumb son of a...
In terms of casting Keith David, the idea occurred to me when I was writing it. And I thought, oh, he's great, and he'd be great. There was going to be a big fight in the movie, so I wonder if he could handle this. The fight scene came about in the writing stage, but it was after Roddy was cast as the lead, and Roddy's a wrestler, so he fights every night. So I thought, well, we need a fight scene in this damn thing. What I did in the script was, I just wrote, the fight continued with a blank page, the next page, the fight continued. And we'll figure it out later, we'll work on it. So, Jeff Amata was our stunt coordinator. I've worked with him for years. He was also every alien in the film, by the way. He was in suits, he was a woman, he was a president. Jeff Amata was the alien race. Jeff and Roddy and Keith were in the backyard of my then Van Nuys office with pads. Worked it out from beginning to end. And everybody contributed. We worked for a month and a half on it. Roddy told me once, the best fight you can have is when you rehearse it in a month and a half. Because it looks great and it's all timed perfect. And they were so good, they were making contact, meaning that the fists were hitting flesh. A lot of people said at the time, this is excessive. This fight is excessive, but I loved it.
Was there ever any concern when you finished the scene in terms of shortening it? I mean, did anyone...
Fuck no. There's one stunt in it where the guy goes out of the window. Stunts scare me a lot, especially high falls, because so much can go wrong. And man, this guy took a fall. Wow. Every scene has its challenges, and it's all rewarding when it goes together. All the visions through the sunglasses, when Roddy puts them on for the first time, everything is matte paintings. Lit them, shot them, and we timed them in black, in black and white. And it was just old-fashioned filmmaking. One of the oldest tricks in the book.
I've got one that can see.
The special makeup artist was Frank Carasosa. He had worked on Prince of Darkness and did a fine job for me. And the design of the alien faces was actually Sandy King, my now wife, but then the associate producer. And he designed them, partially a mask with these silver balls for eyes. I don't know, I thought it was a neat design. It's kind of a skull face in a way. In terms of the effects and the production design, the biggest issue was the inside of the supermarket. Tried it on location, but we just couldn't cover enough. It wasn't stark enough. So that was our biggest expenditure, was this big set. I personally love dark endings, but audiences don't necessarily love them. Audiences hate sad endings or dark endings, and they hate uncertainty more. So I wanted to make sure that heroes triumphed, but like the Alamo, they could be killed, or they could be hurt, or they could be wiped out. I worry about everything, but what trumped my worry was the fact this is right. This feels right. I want to do this. I think They Live was great for its time. I'm really proud of the film. I'm really proud of what it said, but it has to stand as a story also, not just as a polemic, a political diatribe, a rage, but it has to stand as a story. And there are certain parts of it I'm enormously proud of, visually and thematically.
They are dismantling the sleeping middle class. More and more people are becoming poor. We are their cattle. We are being bred for slavery. And
I must point out, I believe that the 80s have never ended. They're still with us today. We've never repudiated this Reaganomics idea. Everything has trickled down. They're still here. They're making more money than ever, and they're still among us.